Elisabeth Staudinger. Take one, marker.
You know, it's interesting. I started off early in my career. I was in the Navy, and so then coming into Silicon Valley from that, I look for that kind of leadership and cross training that's native to a ship. And I'm beginning to see where that might be an advantage for healthcare. Is you've got, yes, you know, during your watch period, you're a radioman, you're a boilers operator. But there are times whenever you have to work with other people of different disciplines, but you have this common denominator. I'm wondering if that healthcare, the delivery of healthcare, that can become the common denominator for these very different technical skills, which we absolutely have to have, for those to come together.
Right, if you look at healthcare, right, and look at it from the patient, you're looking at a good outcome for yourself, right? And in order to get there, having one deep expertise in one space is just one piece of the puzzle, right? You need all these different elements to come together, revolving around the patient, looking at what is it, what will help this individual patient, what will help me as a patient, and bring together all the different strengths. Yeah? And it's this combination, it's also understanding how pieces fit together, yeah, which is necessary to truly make a difference.
I think that's another puzzle even in the US, very complicated system, and you have so many specialists, and they understand the regulatory scheme. They look at all the changes that are happening to our clinical trial strategy, and Walgreens is working very hard to shatter that model of you have to go to the main center. So we're changing that. We're changing the way that delivery happens with software, but those are all discrete specialties. So how does the Healthineers program, what's your secret sauce? How do you bring all those disciplines together to understand the continuum of care?
I mean, for us, we like to speak about this combination of focus and scale, yeah? And that's also a conversation we are having in the company. On the one hand side, it's extremely important to be very deep in your domain, to really understand the depths, yeah, of the technology, of the clinical application, of the patient impact and outcome. And at the same time, yeah, we spend time looking for ways of connecting the dots horizontally. And that's when you kind of like envision a bird when you start flying, yeah, and you look at the world from a 10,000 feet perspective and see, okay, well, if we take this perspective, yeah, so what do we see? And how can we bring the different pieces together? And this is something where we believe in Siemens Healthineers, we really have this very unique combination, right, of creating something we call digital twinning, right, where you use the information from the imaging, use information from laboratory diagnostics to be very exact about the diagnosis, about the possible treatment options. Then combine this with the technology which you need to be super precise, yeah, in making sure the precision is exactly, the therapy is exactly targeted at where it needs to go, doing the things you are looking for to do. And all of this is enabled by digital data and AI, yeah, which helps then with the links, it helps with connecting the different pieces, and it's this triad, so to say, where we believe we can make a real impact and make a difference.
So how far does digital twinning go? Is this, do you get into oncology, so down to like tumor level, or does this just stay with like the major joints? Like if you use an orthopedic example, so that you can twin a joint, or can you twin like deep information about a particular patient for like a precision healthcare example?
When you look at this fascinating idea of a digital twin, and it's been part also of the conversations I had here in the morning, already simple things can make a huge difference, yeah? And then you can scale it up to this huge vision of a physiological model of a person, which starts at birth, where you capture genomic information, where as you do exam, blood test results, imaging, whatever, you capture all of this information longitudinally to then shape this vision of a long-term digital twin. If we start from the simple things, where I said they already make a huge difference, yeah? Having exact and precise information on the imaging or the blood testing side. And having this early enough already can make a huge difference to the care pathway as well as the patient outcome. Specifically, if you ask about orthopedics and organs, there is one area in cardiology we have been working on for quite some time already, which is very concrete, and very tangible. And this is where we create a digital representation of a patient's heart. So it would be your heart, it would be my heart, not just a heart. Right? And you use the imaging information, you use the information on how does electricity flow through the muscle, you have the dynamics of the muscle moving, you have the blood flow going through the heart. And then you can use this model to test certain therapy options. One example we are working on is when you have arrhythmia. There is many different ways of treating that, and there is different approaches you can take. And you can use this digital twin or model of the heart to simulate therapy options and then to model which one of these pathways most likely will have the best outcome for the patient. So this is one very concrete example where a digital model of an organ is used to choose the most impactful procedure for an individual patient.
Elisabeth Staudinger.